YouTube, what's going on? I've got my Words of Wisdom book here, and in this video I want to discuss, I probably titled it Why to Stay Off Social Media, or How to Hear the Voice of God. And there's many ways to sort of increase the voice of God, but one thing I want to discuss in this video, because it's very needed because we're in the 21st century, and that is staying off of social media, staying off of everything around you now is advertising, and advertising influences your subconscious. So a lot of the time people, we have desires and we want things because we've seen an ad about it, or we've subconsciously, you might not realize, you might have heard a song and all of a sudden you want to listen to that song, or you might have seen an ad for a sausage. Even as I'm speaking to you now, as a form of advertising, I'm just advertising sausages, and now you might want to eat a sausage. You might not associate it with that brief ad or that brief thing that you saw 2 hours ago passing the bus station. You might not realize. So in terms of hearing the voice of God, the only symbols I've written here in the book, the only symbols and signs you want are from God. Cut out anything that gives you signs that are not from God. And this is a very, very difficult task to achieve. And this is why I advise minimalism, because a lot of people, you might look around your house now or look around your environment and you might see advertising, and you might not realize it's advertising, but it is. Because what if you have products, for example, I've got this hair food from Jamaica. Everything you see around you is some kind of form of advertising, even down to the colors of things. So what I recommend, okay, I actually want to show you a live example here. So let's see if I can flip this. So over here, I've got some cling film at the top of my thing here. Let me just bring it down real quick. So this cling film, this is a fruit, some kind of a fruit salad, fruit mixture, right? It's a different assortment of fruits. So this cling film, obviously I leave it up there. Sometimes it's on this side. And if it's on this side, I'm gonna crave pasta for no reason at all. And I don't really want to crave pasta, the healthiest thing for me. So I always leave it on this side, and I just leave it here. So if this is here, you're always going to be thinking of fruits. Obviously the pasta side's not showing, but you're always going to be fruits, or oranges, pineapples, health. So I always leave it on this side, because if it's here, you understand it, you get the gist. So I'm just looking around now. Okay, so the other day I had the guest in my house and they say pride. Immediately they say pride. Obviously there's a lemon here. This is advertising. They said pride. Immediately they say pride. What do I think of now? I think of this LGBTQ stuff. And that's in my mind. So you have to be careful of the things that are around you, and you have to just make sure that they're positive messages. And if they're not positive messages, rip it off. So hair food, this is not really anything I need to rip off, but you get the gist. So this is why I recommend staying off social media, because social media, one, don't think it's controlled. It's algorithms. They know exactly what they're showing you. So that's why I recommend to not use social media. So it's controlled, and it's going to put signs that are not from God, and you're going to be taking certain actions thinking it's your free will, but it's not your free will. You're being controlled. So that's why I recommend meditation. Like, when do you ever just sit down for an hour in meditation with your eyes closed? Or you can do a candle meditation in the night. Light a candle, just stare at the flame. You can do blindfold meditation. Blindfold yourself for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You can walk through the forest where there's no advertising, and you're just going to allow nature to talk to you. And you can practice Schultz hour, which I do whenever I feel like I need ideas, which is you just sit down with a pad and a pen for 1 hour. No phones, no distractions, just set a timer and just write down on a paper, like just sit. So that's how you can hear the voice of God, because when essentially it is always the voice of God speaking when you're having no external influence. And a lot of the time, whether we think we are or not, there's external influence to our words. That's why I read my own books. That's another reason I write my own books, and I like to read. And yeah, even the books can affect you, because whatever you listen to, like I watched something, I slipped up, I'm not perfect. I must have watched a show and it was like, you shouldn't send red hearts to a girl. It's like, if you want to send red hearts to your wife or your girl, or wherever it is, that's fine. So, you should only send black hearts. And then I found myself sending a black heart one time, and I associated with that event. Obviously, it was just a one-off, but it just shows how we can be controlled by these things. That's the message. Hope you learned something.